putting on your GM caps, what type of contracts would you dole out there in terms of length and money? This is a very timely question here, Joe, because Mike Puma of the New York Post reported that Pete Alonso in his free agency expects to seek out at least a 7-year deal. Now, there's a couple different ways to digest something like that. I think number one, yeah, you should, right? Like you're a free agent again. You're coming off a good season. You should want that long-term security that so many star players in Major League Baseball get. I believe that there is no Major League team that will give out a 7-year deal in this era to a aging right-handed power hitting first baseman that is a negative defensively. Looked right last year because it was. We'll see how it is this year. Maybe that changes, Joe. But I think that my take on this is quite simply, if Pete Alonso wants a 7-year deal, a 6-year deal, probably even a 5-year deal, I don't think Pete Alonso is going to be back with the Mets. I don't. That's my opinion of what I think. Not what they should or shouldn't do, what I think. If this circles back to similar to last season, where he's more in that 3-year deal market, then I think Pete Alonso has a good chance of being back with the Mets. What do you think with this, especially the question from Green Machine calling it imperative, which I'm going to be short on Diaz. I think Diaz needs to be back. There's no other answer at closer. Diaz has been lights out. He's a team leader, all those things. I'm not even going to go long on Diaz, but that's my Pete take.
I'll hit Diaz really quick as well, because I think it's simple. The reliever market
hasn't imperative.
Moved. Yeah. One, it's imperative. And two, the reliever market hasn't moved. Edwin Diaz is still the highest paid reliever on an AAV basis. So you know what you do? You just say, hey, Edwin, you want to be here. We badly need you to be here. How about we just tack on 2 more years, same money. You're still the highest paid closer in baseball. You get a little more security on length, and off we go. To me, it's one of the easiest things the Mets can probably pull off this offseason. And I wouldn't be shocked if that were something that occurred before he even got into free agency, much like it went last time. Mets could saddle him with the qualifying offer, and all of a sudden they're kind of craters Edwin Diaz's market a little bit. So I think that one's going to work itself out. As far as Pete goes, he wants a 7-year deal. Well, Connor, I would love to go to the Super Bowl with you to watch the Cowboys and Jets play, but we can't.
Me too.
We can't always get what we want.
And both teams win the Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah. That would be a tie. I mean, I saw a tie in person. That would be
unreal.
You can't tie in the Super Bowl, but I digress. Anyway, Pete, 7-year deal. I'm with you. I don't think that, well, one, I don't think the Mets would do that. And two, I'd love to know who is going to do that. And really, you're pulling out, will the Angels do something stupid? Will the Nationals do something stupid? And I hate to even say stupid, because the market is, you're worth what the market says you're worth.
Right.
But I just don't see it. Last year, and I know the qualifying offer was there, and that impacts things for sure. Like Bregman's market got kind of consolidated. Alonso's did. But nobody wanted Pete Alonso last year. And what changed in 2025? He did have a better year. Some of the under the hood metrics offensively were very encouraging. And obviously he had a good just statistical season. So I think there's going to be more interest without the qualifying offer. But his defense is still a problem. His throwing is still a problem.
It's getting worse, actually, besides the scooping.
And when is he going to be a DH? And in that article from Mike Puma, Pete acknowledged, or it was acknowledged, that Pete knows at some point in a contract he's going to need to be a DH. Question is, when is that? Is that right now? Is that next year? Is that the year after? Like, we're getting closer and closer to Alonso not being a full-time first baseman. And what team is giving 7 years to a DH? This isn't Ohtani.
Yeah. Right. And I think you just kind of intersected the issue. Yeah. The Mets aren't going to go to 6 or 7 years because I don't think they want the DH spot clogged for that long. That might be time for Juan Soto to be there. They might have a different option there. There's a lot going on. But I also think the Mets have lost faith in Pete Alonso being their first baseman defensively for 160-plus games going forward. So there is not only a term issue here that I don't think they'll agree on, and they didn't see eye to eye last year for a long time. I think there's a usage difference as well. I think if a team offers Pete a big-time 4-year deal and says, you're our everyday first baseman, I don't know if the Mets are going to go there. And I get it. There's people listening like, well, what, they have to replace him. What are they going to do? I'm just saying how I think they view the team building process here. I think they like Pete in this short-term window, especially since he is going to have to be a DH at probably half the season this year if it's going to be with the Mets. It may be a little less, but yeah, Joe, it's a tricky one. Imperative, I'm not ready to go to with Pete. I'm ready to go to it with Diaz because I could see a scenario if the Mets get cute with the Diaz situation and you lose him. Like, we're like, hey, the Mets starting pitching's better this year. And hey, the Mets are hitting better with 2 outs and running scoring position. Oh, cool. The Mets are blowing 4 games a month in the 9th inning because they have a revolving door of closers. I'm not living that life. Okay. Right. I just go with the guy that everybody loves and has been good. And there's no signs of, dropping off. But with Pete, I don't like imperative. I won't use that word, Joe, because there are other solutions and there are other ways to build a team. I'd like him back. But I don't think the Mets are doomed if someone like the Angels, someone like the Nationals goes crazy with a deal.